Hamilton is coming at a very pivotal time in our nation because we are currently experiencing a racial reckoning. As we look at our founding fathers, who are typically lauded as American heroes, who are widely viewed as freedom fighters, yet they also did terrible things such as own enslaved Black people. So how does Hamilton fit within that dichotomy?
Hamilton is not the end of a conversation, it's the beginning of a conversation. There was a kid that worked their way to get to me, and she said, me and my friends sit around and we talk about Hamilton a lot, and we actually don't think what you guys did was revolutionary at all. All it is a bunch of people of color on stage telling white people stories. What do you think of that? And I said, well, thank you for telling me, thank you for finding your way to tell me that. And I said, listen, Lin ran his leg of the race. This was the story Lin wanted to tell. Now it's up to you to tell the next story. There's no doubt in my mind that someday somebody's gonna write the show that makes Hamilton look quaint. That's going to happen, But this was about, so if this history belongs to all of us, and this is what you want us to parrot, and this is the way it happened, well, fine. Well, then we're gonna take it and we're gonna say it, use our own words to tell it. Can we do that? Can we have the boldness to say it in our own words, to use our own languages, to tell it ourselves? So it's not the end of a conversation. It's the next step of a conversation. It's added to the conversation.
The dichotomy is everything, and the contradiction is everything. The fact that the same people who wrote Life, Liberty, and the Pursuit of Happiness never reached that ideal for all of its citizens from the moment those words were written down. I'll tell you, I didn't know much about American history. What I knew about Hamilton was he was the white guy on the 10 and he died in a duel. Originally, it was a concept album. I sort of wanted to write a hip hop album, so I was never picturing the guys on the statues that are being torn down right now. I was picturing what are the voices that are best suited to tell this story. And I was picturing hip hop and R&B voices, because what Hamilton did is what my favorite hip hop artists do, which is to write so well that they transcend their circumstances. All of these guys are complicit in the brutal practice of slavery. Slavery is the third line of our show. That is just a prerequisite for the story we're telling. What's interesting to me when I see lyrics from Hamilton at Black Lives Matter protests is the language of revolution. The language that they sort of fell short of is what remains. We are inheriting this country and its contradictions, good, brown, or indifferent. When I say we, I mean the Black and brown citizens who are growing in number. It is our country. And there's a huge reckoning on dismantling what doesn't work, what we stand for, and what we don't stand for.
Our problems are not new, but I think to me what strikes me new about the conversation is the work that everybody needs to do personally, right? What is privilege? Who is responsible? What is complicity? These are things that we have to answer. And when we look at the forefathers and foremothers of our country, they did not answer some of these questions. They did really miraculously wonderful things, but these problems are inherited, and they will be passed down to our own children if we don't take some responsibility for everybody's humanity.
One of the great values of Hamilton, the show, is that most of what you watch are freedom fighters and our founding fathers do is bicker with each other about and be terribly selfish people and have love life complications and be actual human beings. It encourages, I think, a deeper look into all of the practices of these people to decide whether you actually need to put them up on a pedestal, or you can just take the parts of what they said that is useful, that are aspirational, that we can strive to reach, which they never reached, and that we can attempt to be better than they were. And you should be allowed to say, I don't think that dude should have a statue in the middle of my neighborhood. I don't know that this street should be named after this person. I don't think that all of the things that they embodied are something that we now should be asked to promote.
We know history, so let's be honest about that part. Accepting that even in this show, as many things as it touches on, it doesn't touch on every important aspect. It doesn't touch on everything. It's not meant to solve no problems. It's meant to inspire thought, inspire change through action. But you cannot do that until you've examined as much as you can to fill in all of the different gaps of your understanding about where we are, how we got here, and what are we supposed to do now.